Alrighty. So how are you, first of all?
I'm doing great, man.
Well, that's a good start to the interview. Um, okay, so you have smoked DMT, correct?
Hypothetically, yes.
uh, it was the like crystal form. It wasn't in a brew like ayahuasca.
No, it was just crystal form.
Okay, cool. Have you done this multiple times?
Yes. Hypothetically.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So how many times would you say?
Um, I have, say, blasted off twice and, used it in small amounts 2 or 3 other times.
Alrighty, cool. So for the rest of the interview, I'd like to focus on the blasting off experiences.
Alright.
uh, well, actually, so first of all, what compelled you to try DMT?
Why not?
Why not?
Just,
You hadn't heard about it before or anything?
well, I'd heard about it in certain documentaries or, like, in media, but I hadn't gotten a good idea about it. Did some research on it,
Mm-hmm.
looked it up, did all that kind of stuff, and eventually found someone that could give me a lot of DMT.
Awesome. So now's the time to describe the experience itself, like ingesting it and then blasting off and tripping.
All right, so let's say a friend of mine. Okay, actually me. Yo, what's up, Oliver? See you later, man. All right, so I'm saying bye to some people. I'll see ya. All right, sorry about that.
That's cool.
All right, so I think the first time, yes, the first time, that day I had been chilling with my friend. Having a good day. We'd both taken LSD. I think I took 1 tab, 150 micrograms, something around there. And we'd been chilling all day, and then we'd gone to his friend's house who'd lived in the attic of some other person's house. It was really weird. So we're in this like attic apartment, and the friend I'm chilling with all day has DMT. So like the person who owns the apartment buys some, his girlfriend buys some, I buy some. Everyone's gonna smoke DMT apparently. So we layer it in a bong, and guy who who owns the apartment takes his hit first. He has this crazy experience where he's speaking to higher entities by like echolocation. So he's just like screaming words in his like while he's laying down and shit. That was really trippy. So me and his girlfriend both load a bong with a small amount of weed at the bottom, layer the DMT at the top, and then you layer more weed on top of it. You lightly, light the weed on top, and then slowly heat up the DMT. Take it that way. And that was an insane experience because you try to take the hit and hold it in for at least like 10 to 15 seconds, let's say. As long as you fucking can,
Yeah.
And I take 2 hits, passing it back and forth, doing that shit. And then, I'm about to take this 3rd hit, and then I literally see myself rise out of my body, and I essentially just close my eyes and experience very fast and vivid patterns, like moving patterns and like changing colors. And it was kind of like a synesthesia effect where you could both see and feel the experience, like they were one and the same of,
Wow.
understanding reality. And they're really kind of heightened in that moment. There's a lot of shit I don't remember, but because I was on LSD, that was like really intense. There's apparently a very strong, cohesive like reaction between them, which like excels the effect of both. Like, to speak on that effect, like after my DMT trip, like I would like go back into lapses of blasting off. It was crazy.
Wow.
Because I was on LSD. But about the DMT trip, the only thing I really vividly remember is suddenly like looking in the room I was in a 3D perspective and seeing all the chairs morph into a ball. Right? It was just a weird, just ball fucking shape of chairs. And then the entire room turned into like this geometrical, like, just geometrical ball around us. And then slowly all the surfaces change into mirrors that just reflect lights and patterns. And then eventually it just turned clear, and that was the vessel in which I used like perspective to see like 14 different like just realities, I guess, or just illusions, who knows what. Just I would have just like the craziest, weirdest experiences. Like one would be traversing through the stars, and then another would be like just seeing a bunch of my friends in a parking lot sitting by a car, like fucking you were there, fucking like it was just the most random shit. And then when I kind of came back into my body, I would like talk about it and be like this afterglow effect is really amazing of DMT. Like after that you have a breakthrough or blast off or whatever, there's this afterglow effect for afterward. You feel like really calm and euphoric at the same time, and you really want to share your experience or talk about it. It's a great time too, and I hope you remember it. And so I was just talking to my friend about it, and then I would just like stop mid conversation and go back into just like a lapse, just close my eyes, and just like see that crazy pattern shit again that DMT can present.
Wow, so
That was the
not
first
only
time.
is it like hallucinatory, but it's also very emotional as well.
It's very mood affecting for sure. For sure.
And it's would you say it's like mostly positive?
The experience I've had, yes, but I could see a negative environment changing that experience. Really just depends on like each individual and their environment.
Okay.
Like let's say there's an individual who has a past with schizophrenia, and he's put in an environment where there's a bunch of kids surrounding him and screaming at him. That probably would yield a negative effect, I believe.
Yeah.
In a positive environment and you have good control over your will and mind, it should be fine.
Alrighty.
Like, okay, the craziest experience I have ever heard of in my entire life is from my friend, I'm forgetting his name.
Swim.
All right, let's call him Swim because I honestly forgot his name. But he'd taken a massive just like DMT hit from like a fucking ghetto rigged like Coke can. It was just ghetto rigged to just heat up a bunch of DMT so he could hit it.
Wow.
And he told me that what he experienced was like he died and he saw a light, and that there was a door, and then when he opened the door, there was this glowing light, and then a black Jesus appeared and told him, "What do you wish, son? You have one wish." And he said, "I want to live life again." And he told me he experienced like an entire person's life from birth to death, and then woke up when he died.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like DMT can be really, really intense visuals, but it's a really good time for psychedelics because it's only really like a 10-minute to 15-minute trip.
Mm-hmm.
But it is extremely intense. The come up is weird, man.
Describe that.
Well, the come up for me, okay. The best time I've experienced it was we built a gravity bong out of like pipes we bought from fucking Home Depot, and there's this massive gravity bong like that goes up like past my knee. And so what you basically do is you light a bowl on top of it and you lift it up, and then there's a chamber filled with smoke, and then you just fucking shove that into your lungs and hold it in. And when I exhaled, there's just this feeling of like intense nausea, but you're not really sick. Just the feeling of like that the world is spinning around you. And then like I usually have this feeling of like regret, like, oh, I fucked up. This was too many drugs this time. Like, you fucked up, man. Like it's too far. And then what you just gotta do is like, you know what, you went too far. Just like go with it. Just relax, go with the flow, and then like let the trip take you.
And in doing that, you feel that it helps it become positive?
For sure. Because the more you try to resist it and control it, you can have some bad thought loops and shit.
Okay.
For sure.
Moving on a little bit, have you personally had like spiritual or divine experiences? Or do you take a more rational approach and try to explain it like neurophysically?
I really take a more neurophysically look on it, but I also feel like it brings me perspective on the universe, and it helps me cement my own beliefs, which aren't really spiritual, but more in the scientific realm, you know.
Okay. Could you see, or do you know of more religious people associating DMT experiences with God?
Oh, for sure. I've been in the presence of someone having a DMT trip, and they told me they experience higher entities, and that's something that they understand. Sometimes, you can theorize that it's like prior beliefs of religion that affect the DMT trip, because that's what's in their memories, that's in their thought at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, there totally could be a higher entity affecting them at that time and more. I really just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way to be certain about either one. I just accept that there's a possibility of both and choose to believe one.
Very nice. Now, research has shown that DMT may be responsible in part for dreams that we have. Could you see any resemblance of DMT being like an intense form of a dream, or would you say it's something else entirely?
I would say because of the breakthrough, what is it? Okay, the breakthrough amount, you need a minimum amount to break through and have that massive DMT-like experience. And I wouldn't say dreaming, in my experience, is similar to even like smoking a smaller amount of DMT, or the minimum amount to feel the effects of just DMT itself.
Right.
Not the breakthrough, just like feeling the changing effects mentally of DMT. And that amount is massively more than is usually produced in human bodies.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Really smoking that and then taking into the blood. And through that form, I think it's because you're smoking it, or the way you're intaking it, you're going to experience it differently.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be a different
That's kind of the qualms with
like, what if
kind of the dreaming
no one
part
had like DMT directly injected into their brain? Like, that could definitely change the experience.
Yeah, actually, Richard Strassman has injected DMT intravenously, so like with IV drips.
My God.
And yeah, and apparently
he had a good
it's
time.
the best way. Yeah. So moving on a little bit, besides the immediate afterglow that you already mentioned, have you felt any long-lasting influences, benefits, downsides, anything?
On my body, nothing, no physical changes from it.
Mm-hmm.
Mentally, I think the only thing that really changed for me was just a philosophy. Oh God, sorry. Just my philosophy on life. That's all that changed.
Okay. Would you say it was a significant change, or that DMT was really responsible for that?
I'd say it was a significant change. It took a long time for me to realize it, but yeah,
Okay.
it made a good change in my philosophy.
Very good. So you kind of also answered this one a little bit too, but would you say that DMT is for everybody? Let's exclude like schizophrenics and things like that from this comment.
It's really only for people who are like real interested in psychedelics. I feel you
Mm-hmm.
gotta be willing to commit to like
Altering
if
your,
you're gonna blast off.
yeah, be comfortable
Like,
with
really
different
commit to,
perspective. Yeah. Okay. Do you have any?
I think it's easier than LSD to me in certain doses.
Yeah.
In
Why
my
is
opinion,
that?
LSD it's just really long lasting, and you have a longer period of time to be exposed to a bad situation.
Right. Yeah. You can. It's easy to set aside 15 minutes of your life rather than 6+. Right.
Yeah, I don't think it's for everyone. I think it's if someone's willing to seek it out and try it, that it's probably gonna interest those kind of people. But who knows?
Okay. Very good. Do you have any opinions on legalizing psychedelics like DMT?
Well, my opinion is probably not popular, but I fully believe that all drugs should be legalized, but heavily regulated, so that you have professional companies making drugs and not making like drugs that are cut, drugs that are like impure, drugs like what is that? I forget the drug name. It's basically a really cut form of heroin, and it like rots your skin. It's mixed with gasoline and other preservatives that fucking just destroy your body.
Mm-hmm. So you
And
think regulation would really help?
Yeah, like if you have to pass an exam that makes you understand the basis of the drug, like how much you should take, how you should take it, like what's going on, and they can pass that test and you can prove it, then like yeah, they should be able to choose their fate. Like
Yeah.
government isn't meant to like restrict our freedoms. It's give us choice.
Very well said. Some people have been experimenting with like guided shamanic deals in the U.S. as an
Yes.
alternative to full legalization. Do you think that could be a good step towards your vision?
I think it's more a good step towards religious freedom, but I think it says something that they're willing to let like Native American tribes use peyote for religious services.
Yeah.
It's a good sign to say that they have at least some decency.
You there?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, do you feel that there are social stigmas around your experiences? Like, are there people that you wouldn't want to tell about these experiences, and why?
Oh, for sure. Like 90% of people would not understand. Like, well, that's a bullshit statistic. I would understand a lot of people that would like not be able to understand DMT or why someone would do psychedelics. Someone that's never experienced or such. Some people are just still on the phobia of drugs. Like say no to drugs. Weed will make you gay. Like my father still, like, for sure weed makes you retarded. There are like confirmed tests going out, like, of like what the long-term effects are, and they're not nearly as bad as alcohol or cigarettes.
Very good. So, why do you think some people might hold these stigmas? Like historically, do you think it's like the drug war, or maybe religion, or
The war on drugs, man. For sure, it was definitely a war on drugs, because you look just in history's past, like, weed has always been smoked by Native Americans and like South Americans, the Aztecs, and just further on in the past, like I probably can't even name most of it, but it was a legal thing to smoke, and it was really only when a war on drugs was started, which really helped fund the DEA, and really just helped waste money into just hunting down communities. Like I think it was Nixon's vice president has a quote saying that like they were directly trying to like segregate certain communities, which was like trying to in the media relate what was it, crack and cocaine to the black communities and weed to the hippie communities, so they could segregate them and shut out their opinion.
Yeah. Wow.
It's like martial law in a legal way. It was kind of messed up for a while.
Yeah. Shit. Do you feel that you're
Also, fuck Nancy Reagan. Fucking say no to drugs, man.
So what kind of differences in your personality do you think led you to open your mind up to entertaining the use of drugs?
Well, mine originally started as a negative one. Just, a lack of caring. I was like, I don't really give a fuck, so I'll just try this. And eventually it more became a way of experiencing reality, just altering it at some point in time. It's not something like I require or need. It's something like just what everyone else does to enjoy reality, to enjoy the moment of time. It really just becomes an enhanced moment or just a changed moment for me. Whether I'm sober or not, either way, I'm going to enjoy the moment. It's just a different way to do it. Very
awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to add about DMT specifically?
I think it's pretty dope. I would highly recommend it for people looking to do psychedelics. But I recommend doing smaller, less than blast off amounts at first, because that's fun as fuck. Just like 40 minutes of just chilling and feeling good. And you really don't even have to do that much. Ride the DMT shaman, man.
Alrighty. Thanks for doing that, man.
I hope I don't make too many kids do drugs, but
Nah, probably not. This will be presented to people who are already on board, I think. So.
Good luck with that, man.
Thanks.